When you meet two finest people, yes, with their friend, know that it's all about Star Dialogue on City Pod, empowered by City Star Media. We are going to talk about something simple but then very important: sex education. Who should actually talk about this? Is it the parent or the teacher? You can go to the comment section and let me know what you think. Do you think it's the responsibility of the parent or is the responsibility of the teacher to talk about sex education with the children? So I am not doing this alone. As I said, two finest people with their friend. So I always get confused. Is it left or right? So to my left, yes, you introduce yourself.
I just don't understand the introduction. Two finest people and their friend.
Why you are done? I'll explain it better.
You know the friend.
Yes, you know the friend at the end.
At the end, you know the friend.
No, yeah, Ade.
So please introduce yourself.
My name is MC Kelly. You can call me on the mic because my dictator the mic. I could give you what you like. Check it. Do you know what time it is?
Okay, so the check it is actually the friend. So let's move to my finest.
Oh, okay.
My handsome.
I get it.
The love of my life.
Sharp.
Come on,
My
Charlie,
everything.
That is it.
I
That
feel
is
that
it.
Ujani,
That is it. That is it. That is it. Okay, so this is Nana Rela.
Okay, so I'm doing this show with MC Kelly and Nana Rela. So the topic is sex education. Who is responsible for talking about it? Is it the parent or the teacher? I leave it to you. So to my finest and my friend. You see, when we talk about sex education, let me use myself as an example.
Okay.
When I was growing up, my mom was the busy type.
Okay.
My dad was also the busy type.
Yes.
So forgive, but then I grew up with a maid. And then a maid is not going to talk about sex education with me.
How dare her?
So it's because my mom didn't have time. I started talking about sex. I started talking about that at the age of 22 with my mom.
Okay.
So even as for my dad doesn't have that time to talk about that. It's just recently that he's actually starting. You'll be there, then he'll call you. Are you married? You are dating? Yes, I did. So it's like it's now he's actually getting. But then it's my mom always. But then even her, it started at the age of 22. So when I go to school, it's my friends. I hear this one say this. I hear this one say this. I hear this one say. I pick from there, and then what I want to use it for, that one that is my business. I use it for it. So I would say that when it comes to sex education, I didn't really get it like that from my parents. And then when it comes to the teachers too, I didn't really get it like that too from the teachers because they won't talk about it. It is friends that will talk about it and then you get to hear about it. But teacher no, parent no. So when it comes to sex education, whether parent or teacher, I didn't really get that
anything
too like that.
Okay.
And are you still handicapped when it comes to sex education?
Well, for now, I'll say I'm the boss herself.
Wow.
When it comes
You
to
are
that.
a sex coach now.
Of course.
Of
Yes,
course.
You're a sex coach.
Yeah,
So
that's the caravan of love host. So exactly.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. That's
with me too, if I can take me, the only sex education I had with my mom was beware of girls. That is all. That's the only thing till now.
Your mommy knows what girls can do.
that is the only thing she taught me about sex education. So I zero all the rest like you. I learned from friends and then social media.
Exactly. Even my time, there wasn't social media like that. So mommy will not talk about sex education, daddy will not talk about sex education, and even teachers will not even do that because at the time they feel like you catch them one or experimenting. You go and actually just experiment because you know the exuberance that we were in when we were growing up. So it is actually something we never had the chance to even talk about growing up. It is just that now that social media education has actually gone to a certain level that we understand sex education.
But do you know it is actually true? Like me, I think growing up, if you had told me this is the, I'll go and see what it is. I was that curious when I was growing up.
My mom told me some time ago that if say Bema the name Sakanwa.
You can get pregnant.
You can get pregnant.
Exactly.
So I had that mentality in my head like for a very long
Very
time.
long time.
That even if you hold my hands, I can get pregnant. Till I same from friends. And then I had to sit down myself and then notice that just by holding my hands, how did you penetrate?
Oh, some parents really antagonize boys. Do you get it? Mostly they will antagonize boys like how my mom did to me. Do you get like?
Okay.
So I was very, very beware of women, how I talk to them, how I treat them, everything. Very, very close, and then I was being mindful. Everything, even my conversation with women were very, very strange because I was afraid that yes, beware of women. That is what my mom.
So instead of them educating us on the topic itself, they, like you said, they antagonize the whole thing.
They beat about the bush.
They even tell you, "We yeah, unko school biom." Na BBC unko school ni biom we die. And at that point we were all scared. We want to become doctors. We want to become all those guys. So we were very careful. At the time we were like, we're not even talking to girls because we were scared that anything can happen.
Okay, so this is a passerby. Yeah? When you were young, what did you want to do?
I wanted to become a pharmacist too.
So why are you sitting here?
Only God knows.
What about yourself?
I wanted to become a scientist.
And you're sitting here.
Well, I'm a scientist. That's not in the science place.
In the sports world.
Yes,
I like that.
yes.
I like
I'm a
that.
sports scientist. That is it. That is it.
Hey.
Okay, so let me move to my viewers. If you just, maybe someone is just passing by and you saw this beautiful face, this handsome face with our friend.
Yes.
Yes, and then
I
you're
agree.
wondering what we are talking about. So we are talking about sex education. Who is
should be
responsible for it? Is it the teacher or is the parent? But this is powered by City Star Media. So,
Your
yes.
handsome friend.
yes, my handsome
Oh,
friend.
so right now you've accepted.
No.
that
Oh, yeah,
you're
yeah,
my
yeah,
friend.
yeah. Oh,
Okay,
agree,
that is
agree.
it. That is. So right now
Agree.
we are talking about we know the roles the parents needs to play,
Mm.
the teachers also needs to play. Now I want to know the importance of it. Like if they are playing, how would that benefit you as a child, you as a student? Like Kelly.
I personally think that the first point of call should be our parents because we actually grew up with them and they know our body chemistry. They know that when I tickle my son this way, even when they are buffing us, I quite remember my junior brother when my mommy is buffing him and it gets to the penis side, my brother just hey this boy, before tell you or before start educating you that one year careful before the right time. So we should know, our parents should know when to start educating us on sex because we wake up, we sleep, we all the time we are with them. Sometimes when we wake up in the morning, you realize that your penis is up, and no, this my boy is old.
You should know.
I should start educating my boy. I should start telling him when and what to do when it comes to that sex kind of sex life. I think the parents are the first point of call before the teachers. The teachers can teach us the book aspect of it. Like when you get to science like this, we have a place, the reproductive system.
Yeah.
That side, teachers can do the theory. But the practical aspect, the parents should be responsible.
Okay.
Practical,
okay.
as well as the practical, I beg you.
I understand. But
Hey,
with what I heard something.
Okay.
You said at a point of like maybe age that you start teaching us.
Yeah.
No, adolescents start from 10. So to you, which age that you think the
Really?
parents should actually start teaching?
Really,
The
I beg
moment
you.
I do
now, at the age of 5, they should start.
Hey.
At the age of 5, they should
The
start.
moment I do yeah.
Exactly. If not,
Start.
hey.
Because I believe if my parents had gotten the time and then at that younger age they've taught me some things, I don't think there are some mistakes I've done now that I would have done. Because if they have said something about, okay, so if you do this is going to happen. If you sleep with this one is going, you're going to get pregnant. If this one, like what they put in my head, that if someone touches you. But then I just got to learn the part that you're not supposed to insult a guy, you're not supposed to do this, you're supposed to respect a guy, but then not the details of it, to go into it.
Okay.
So I feel if they teach them now, there are some mistakes that maybe they did or we did that the kids will do, maybe like teenage pregnancy.
Okay.
If they talk about it now, what it does, Like, even though, yes, I know they're going to do abstain. You are telling me to abstain. Yeah, okay, abstain. And
Why?
so I can abstain.
Yes.
So what if I am doing the thing, then the condom gets a tear? What happens?
That's not abstinence. Yeah.
That's protection.
So if you are telling me to stay away from sex, then I am talking to my friends and they are telling me how nice sex is.
Okay.
How do you expect me to abstain?
You go and do it.
Because I also want to try it and know. But then if you tell me that and then I can get pregnant, I can't continue with my school. I have to pause to school and then take care of a baby like a whole 9 months. Even after the 9 months, I have to stay like maybe a year for the baby to work before I can go back to school. Maybe it will delay a whole lot of stuff for me. I have it at the back of my mind that if I get pregnant at this stage, maybe at the age of maybe age of 13, age of 14, it can actually pause my life.
Yes.
And then it will be very difficult for me to actually pick up again. So if I hear things like this, I have it at the back of my mind, say, nah, if I am getting close to it, I know it's with me.
This is what is it?
So I feel it should, the parents should put shyness aside, and then we should stop meba antisa. That's meba antisa. Unim dia abaye wa abonten. You don't follow Obane wa abonten, so you don't know what Obane ya wa abonten. So we should just put that shyness aside and then sit them down and put senses into their heads. And the teachers too. It's not all about the king. It is not all about teaching me reproductive system. If you teach me reproductive, what you are teaching me is my VV and then a P.
Okay.
Nothing.
That is it.
I before you come in again, I also think that, especially with the girl child, you see now with the kind of food they eat and then the kind of
they're becoming big.
Yet they grow faster
So
than their ages. So even at the age of 7, you see that your girl child is now developing breast, and they are a bit confused. And then to the same girls again, when you get to now, their menstrual cycle starts from 11. I was so surprised when I heard a girl at 11, even 9. Start menstruating. You should start from that end. Once you realize that Akwalano was starting sape, yes smart. As a parent, not teacher.
Yeah,
because don't forget that the student, the child is always from home, bath from home, and then at a point they feel shy. They don't want to bath in the open space again. Those of us living in the compound house or living with you know what I mean? That kind of, they don't even want to show you their nakedness again. They do that when they were, but then when they start developing breast, forget it. That is when you have to start. If not, obi the kwantreba ko ball no for apa no for man.
Yeah, because
she
doesn't know the importance.
Exactly.
Of it. Yeah. So I want us to throw some misconception away when we are talking about sex education. So the sex education is it? Let's teach them what is like the practice, like the sex, the style, the thing, or we should talk about the reproductive health, the importance of your VV, the this thing. Like, what are we teaching them?
Well, I would say if you're teaching me, teach me the styles.
Really now?
Yes.
Really, Lami?
Yes.
I should teach you the style.
See.
The style is not.
We are still talking about the importance of it.
Yes.
If you are
so
going to go,
how would that be important to you?
Deep,
at the age of 10?
At the age of 10, what should I teach you style for?
Do you
know?
Please,
let
me. Both of you should come now.
No. Hey,
relax.
At the age of 10, 11.
Relax. Come close.
Hey.
Tell me a 10-year-old child that doesn't know a wheelbarrow.
They don't.
Tell me a 10-year-old child who doesn't know what the fuck is.
I don't know.
Tell me a 10-year-old child who doesn't know what 69 is, and I would give you an answer to it.
I'm telling you.
I'm coming.
10,
at the
11. They don't know.
At the age of 10, they will be at like class 4 or 5.
And you're telling me they know what this is.
What is the use? What is the use of the phone?
They wouldn't know.
What is the use of the phone she gives to them to school?
Now listen.
Class 4, they will know.
We have a lot of work to do. Now listen. If you are giving your daughter or your 4-year or your 5, 6, 7-year-old phone, you can't regulate what they see on the phone. Are you telling me this?
Kelly,
you're supposed to regulate whatever comes onto their phone, and it's
Kelly,
allowed. So you are telling me that a 10-year-old girl or boy know 69, then there's a problem.
Kelly,
then the parents let's question the parents.
We live in a part of a world where
No, you can.
No, it's not the parent. It's the thing that comes out on the internet.
And I'm saying that.
And then
that one-
don't
and I'm-
forget,
and
don't
I'm-
forget.
and I'm saying
We are talking about teachers.
I understand
We
you.
are talking about parents.
If-
But then you forget that when the child wakes up at maybe 7:30, goes to school at 8:30, by the time the child will come back home, it's at 5 or maybe it's at 4. The child spends most of the time in school with teachers and
Yes,
with friends.
yes.
Here lies the case. You are
Okay.
taking the phone to school. I cannot go and sit with my teacher and have this conversation with my teacher.
Okay.
But I can go to my friend, sit with my friend,
Okay.
and have this conversation with my friend. You, the parent, do you know the conversation I'm having with my friend?
Good.
No.
Okay.
So if you tell me a 10-year-old child doesn't know 69, come closer and let me give
I
you
am
an answer.
telling you, I
Because
tell you.
I am talking
They-
with my
they may
friend,
know-
and you
they
know
may
the thing they are. Can
know.
you go to
Nah,
their
they may
history?
not
My
know
10-year-old
the terms
daughter
and
shouldn't
then-
know this.
No,
At that
they
age,
shouldn't-
I'm
they
telling-
can't say, you can't prevent them.
Maybe they don't know
I
the
am
name.
saying-
But maybe they know the style.
let's
The style they may know, but then the
They
time
don't know
may
the
know.
name.
let's put away everything and then let's concentrate on this phone.
Okay.
If your 10-year-old daughter is having a phone and you are telling that you can't regulate whatever comes here or whatever he sees, he or she
That
sees,
one we can't
I-
regulate it.
It's
That comes
regulatable.
on the
It
internet.
is regulatable.
No,
That is why YouTube. That's why YouTube.
Mommy, your mom
YouTube
doesn't have
okay.
the time. Your dad doesn't have the time.
You should have
So-
time for your kids. If you don't have a time for your kid on at this
That
particular
is why
age,
they
then
take
it's a
them
problem.
to school.
That is why we have a lot of problems now, because our parents are not able to regulate things that we watch. That is why we are here now, because they didn't have time for us. That is why we are here now. That's why we have a lot of us. We are born ones walking about. If they give us that education from that age, born ones will be anyhow.
Well, as I
I
said,
am telling you.
if you're
so
going to,
so let me land. My 10-year-old girl shouldn't know what 69 is at the age of 10. 7, 11. No, you shouldn't know.
I remember some time ago, it was you that told me they were showing TV stations have been showing porn.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And
Yes.
today, kids, we don't sleep at 10. We don't sleep at 12. Na about 3.
Me say
So what? My
that-
mom is sleeping, my dad is sleeping.
that home where you allow your 11-year or 7-year-old to sleep at 3, you are irresponsible parents. I'm telling you today. Very simple. Because if I'm going to sleep, I'm a father. I've come back from work, and I'm going to sleep at 10, and you are still by the TV. Wow, you bought the bills from. You are going to pay the light bills, eh? You know, if you do that, look, we are the same people spoiling our children.
So as I said, if you're going to have sex education talk with me, go deep.
Go deep.
I'm telling you,
Don't just teach me
don't
against
teach me.
teenage pregnancy and all that. No.
Don't teach my girl.
If you know you're not ready to go, deep, then don't have the conversation with me.
I think it should be stages. Maybe at the age of 10, let's teach you
Listen.
the reproductive
Listen.
and then the organs.
Come closer.
Maybe if you get
what am I making me glasses? I didn't want to take it off, but you come closer. Listen. If my girl is 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, I am telling you that some of these girls start developing breast. They start showing signs of menstruation. I will not teach you styles. I will teach you how to fold your pad into your panties.
Okay.
Well,
How to keep yourself neat, because at the end of the day, after you finish menstruating, there are scents, bad odors will come.
Okay.
This is when we start it. You get it?
Okay.
Teach you how to fold your sanitary pad into your pants and even wear them. How to change them after 2-3 hours. I wouldn't teach you at that age because you're menstruating. It means your styles. What do you call them?
Okay.
that is
So
you.
at what age do you think the parents should actually get involved, talking about the practice of the sex?
16.
16 is okay.
You are allowed. I can teach you that myself.
But then at what age are you going to teach them how to fold a pad when they are developing?
10.
No, when they're menstruating, their initial stage when they start menstruating.
So you're going to have the sex talk with your girl child
from
or-
that
or-
age.
Is it? Wait, calm down.
Sex
Are you going to
stages.
start?
But then
Are you going to
later
start
stages.
the
On-
sex talk with?
It starts. It stage. Let me finish, Philan.
Okay.
It is actually stages. Let me
Yes.
put it back. I'm now calm. Next time, Kawo. Now, once I see my girl, especially the girls are very very vulnerable. Okay, so once I see my girl, my 10, 11-year-old, even 7, developing breast, I will start studying you. Now you are also showing signs of shyness when you
Once
you
they
bath.
start doing knock before you enter.
Thank you very much. Knock before you enter. Once they are going to bath, they now wear towel. Once they come by, they want to wear their panties. They turn the towels and maybe and wear.
Yeah.
No, akwawi. They say me yes smart. Man, yes smart. I say me.
Yeah.
So then, while folding the, who learns how to fold the pad into the panty, and you're telling him, who say I starting to say, you know, we need bema a BB pay. I say me back. Who say your mom by this time? Who say baby? Who know what's all your day? But say me a nurse. But say me a pilot. One focus say now only bema echo that. No, the BB say BB mu asa. So that age, it doesn't end there. Every day, ubeye till 16.
Kelly,
That is me.
Kelly, if we are averaging it
Yeah.
by statistics,
Mm.
16 you are late.
Talking about styles.
Wait,
I
if
swear,
if
16 you are come to teach
Styles.
teachers
if I
She has
get
done
if
that
I
already.
get
Styles,
if
you
I
are
get
not
Kelly,
That's 16.
My home, you are not late.
No, your home is not
That's
generalization. We are
every-
talking
every-
about standard.
look, the standard should
16
be
you
every-
are 16
let's-
you are late.
see,
Kelly.
if you
But
get
ten
Kelly,
is
you
I
say
don't
you
know.
will stop, you will
Eh?
stop talking about it at 16.
No, that
No,
is why
you
I'll start
start-
teaching you styles.
Oh no.
I'll do that
16
myself.
16
See,
you are late.
See, when you
But then
pick
10
when you
10
pick
is too early. 10 is
see,
too early.
when you,
Well,
it is not
true,
too
10
early.
is too
When
early.
you pick West Africa, teenage pregnancies, do you know where Ghana stand? Do you know why we stand there? It's because of late education, and then that late education especially. That is why we are there today. Because most of the girls in senior high school, I'm telling you, 50% are born once. Tell me I'm lying. These are teen girls. Most of them are born once. Why? Because of late education on sex.
But the 16 is like SHS students, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 16 is.
Why are they born one at that age? Why
That's
are they
what I'm
born one at
saying.
that age?
16 you are late.
We are late.
As you're talking about born one, some people's born one is due to something that has happened.
What is that something?
One is maybe the person was raped, and then they cannot do anything.
Those
about
cases
it. So
are just
some-
like 3%.
No,
3%
please,
out of
no.
100%. I'm telling
No,
you.
I said no.
Yes.
Come on.
There are some born
In
ones
recent
that it was
times,
due
in
to
recent
something.
times,
Charlie, the
in
thing-
recent times, have you checked the rape cases in Ghana?
Has
It
that-
has dropped
Me,
like
eh.
80%.
Me 16, what was I doing? I was thinking about football. Me that thing, they know they my mind
You
inside
see,
at that time.
you
Because-
bad.
but right now, Kelly,
Sake of mommy
I
dey your top.
promise you,
Mommy go
Kelly,
dey your top.
yes,
You know
Kelly,
if you do one.
Yes, Kelly,
I dey lie.
I promise you, 16, you are too late.
To talk about
She has done
I'm not-
everything.
I am talking about sex styles. So I'm
Yes, the
educating
sex
you on
education, everything,
Yes. So
everything.
that is when you start developing. You see, those days we are like you didn't develop at the age of even 10, 11, 12. You started developing somewhere 15, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
But it's,
So,
so
now,
start
now,
from 10, so it will start from
now,
that place.
yes, now because of the food we give our kids, they grow faster than their ages. So what I'm saying that let's even bring it to 7. That is when sex education starts from. I'm not saying that don't teach the child about sex, but sex styles to start from 16 going.
Okay.
You
Well,
Okay.
sex styles should start from 16 going. Well, you might be passing by and then you heard sex styles start from 16 going. Yeah. So you're talking about sex education. To my viewers, do you think it's a parent's responsibility to do the talk, or you think it's a teacher's responsibility to do the talk? There's a Star Dialogue on City Pod, and we are powered by City Star Media.
Exactly. I think I like the energy so far in the room.
Yes,
but
it's very
we,
good.
we have spoken a lot. But let's consider the merit and demerit of sex education, parents versus teachers. Have you considered it? Who does it better? Who doesn't do it well? Who does it well? Who doesn't do it well?
Well,
In terms of
if
sex education on our kids.
if I'm supposed to take it from my part, I think both are not doing it well.
Okay.
Because nowadays you go to schools and then it's like maths, English, social studies. I don't know if they still do RME.
Yeah, that's
RME, they are better
ICT.
ICT, they are better than mental.
Environmental studies.
They are always doing mental.
You
They are
didn't
always
like that part, eh?
they are always doing mental.
Because you don't like it.
That one there, I loved PE though. That was my favorite.
Oui.
I feel that the same way we take time to do mental, that is the same way we should take time to also have a section when it comes to sex education.
Okay.
Because I don't see it in the schools. The only time I see it in schools is when the biology teacher is talking about reproductive system.
Yeah.
If it is not reproductive system that will make them talk about sex education, that is not done. And then our parents are too busy. It's like modern parents nowadays they are doing
Very,
too
very
much
busy.
of the money than the children.
The school fees the cost pass, so if you work hard.
That one day, but then at least let's get time. I feel time is not there. And then the teachers are like, the children spend most of the time in schools. So I would say I won't put it on the parents too much, because they don't have time. That's why they brought the child to school. So instead of, we have friends and all that, we should also know the kind of friends our kids are having.
Exactly.
Because if my kid is having obia, the person can Google sex style on my child's phone,
Danger.
then I think I'm in trouble.
Yeah, that is true.
So to me, I think both of them are not doing the job.
Okay.
That, and then before I come to you, there's this guy. There's a school in Dodowa. I'll not mention the schools, I beg you. When you pick the science textbook, so I have a friend whose daughter is there. So I was going through the book and I realized that they've clipped the reproductive section of the book.
Okay.
And I asked, why is it clipped? My teacher doesn't want us to read there. Why? Because we will get sports. It's like, hey, and you are allowing your child to be there. You are allowing your child to be in such a school. So some schools have comprehensive sex education for their wards. Periodically, they even bring in health personnel to actually teach the ward about sex education. You get it? But if not, then there's a problem. And then moreover, parents are being like irresponsible. See, at the end of the day, your word be your word. The teacher go feel left the school inside, but your word no go feel left, or your word no go change parent. You know, if you change parent, but you now go be parent. So if you are telling me that sake of money, sake of time, no get time, they educate your word on sex, then you the mistake. At the end of the day, you go solve your problems. The teacher go. Then the word will come back to you for house. But then you forsake your word down, even if you don't have time, at least one weekend. Not going to work or taking the leave of work, sitting with your word is very, very important, very crucial in the life of your word. If not, at the end of the day, you now go solve a problem. If you can, you go.
Well, when talking about that, the verses, I'll give it like maybe 60-40. 60 to the teachers and then 40 to the parents. No, that is how I see it from my perspective. No. Because the teachers, they are doing something. They are doing. I'm not saying they are doing the work, but they are doing something. But then, as a parent, you can't pay 1,000 cedis or 2,000 cedis and then wait for a teacher who is spending maybe just 8 hours or 10 hours a day with your child to teach everything. They can't do that.
See. You they pay school fees.
Yes, they pay fees.
You pay fees.
Yes, they pay.
So make the teacher do all the education give you.
No, I'm saying they can't do all. That's what I'm saying. That, but then they are doing most. They are doing most than the parents.
It should be 70 for parents, 30 for teachers, because the responsibility no be the teacher in own. You be the parent. So most of the work should be done by parents, not even teachers.
Do you know, like the African setting, like we develop it to a style that. If the teacher says something,
the parents, that's what they believe and pass.
Fast,
yes,
faster than the parents. Do you get it? So I can actually entrust the teacher, depending on the school you are going, entrust the teacher to teach sex education, like good word to my word, so that even when he or she comes home, I will do 1 or 2 touches and then we will end over there.
See again, we did this country inside. Teachers the bed plus one kiddies at the line.
That one today.
So that one we teaching of sex education.
That's practical sex education.
I go do you something.
Sex education in practice.
Hey, it not be easy. It not be easy. We did this country inside. GSS teachers they date the student for the school inside. We did class 6. As teacher they date. See, so I tell you say teachers, you don't know what they have for this country inside. But teachers not get that small time. 70-30 for parents, 30 for teachers.
So on the 70-30 note, yes, you're watching Star Dialogue on CT Pod, powered by CT Star Media. So on the teacher sleeping with the students and the students sleeping with the teacher notes. Well, in general, there are some teachers that are literally proposing to students, but you know,
If you don't say
some
just propose. They are actually
like,
sleeping with them.
How
Relax.
I teach you sex education if I don't make it practical? Because
What are you telling me?
please.
Me pani bros they only need practicals.
Did I tell you my daughter or my son
Hey,
is
please
for
don't-
practical?
Are you serious?
Relax. I'm not.
I am paying
I'm not
by
for any emotion. Relax, I'm not for
nowadays
any
for
emotion.
kindergarten is how much? You have to pay like 12,000 school fees for kindergarten. Just
Yeah,
kindergarten.
tell it.
Then talk less of being at SHS. Now
Like,
me,
are
if
you
you are-
serious with that number?
of
Kindergarten,
course, yes,
12,000.
I'm telling you.
12,000.
Oh, you-
Put
eh,
it,
eh,
put
eh,
it,
eh,
put
what
it
is it?
uniform.
The ABC that
Put
can
it,
teach at
put
the
it, put it
Monty, is it
uniform.
Montessori's? The
You just
Montessori
go and
schools,
learn
you know how much
ABC
they are
and
taking?
They
are taking like 12,000.
Scribbling.
Then my child is class 6 form 1. They are coming to use my child as practical. I could have killed a lot.
Thank you very much.
I could have killed a lot.
Aren't we here talking about sex education?
So
So you are using my daughter as practical?
So if
you see the
an
point.
informed teacher wants to make it practical, I think that person needs to be
Oh,
arrested.
you also go and
Arrested.
experiment. in
Thank
some-
God you use arrested.
Yes,
You yourself,
you
thank God you
arrested.
use
You also
arrested.
enjoy in some home. You go and enjoy in some home.
So on the Instagram notes, let's give our last words. So my friend,
Yo, I understand.
Yes,
I'm
my
your
friend.
So I think teachers and then parents, I say are the first call of duty when it comes to educating your wards on sex. Guy, you are the best person because there's no way you can sleep with your ward. Let them know that we are ABC. Say who person or doctor, who person or police, who person or soldier. Na say one ko school and ko suyan. Na say what the yes or the same na ubenyim school no ube jai me hwe obiom ube kaya you obey smart. Look at Yvonne Nelson, look at all, just encourage them, teach them, let them know that they are people that we are all looking up to. Yvonne Nelson is an actress, look at how she's doing well. Look at King Kelly is a radio presenter, look at how he's doing well. Do you want to become the, if not, Konako Sakpompo market?
Okay, so I don't think Yvonne Nelson is a good example because of the book, the things that she did in the book. So
I'm not even talking
she's-
about
she's-
that.
She's not a good.
I'm talking
no, no,
about her
no, no.
acting pro.
But then
That's what I'm talking
but then
about.
she's not a good example for my daughter. Do you get it?
Okay.
Eh,
I like that.
another person. So do you
Try-
know?
you
I
try-
just
try me, try me.
I just realized
Try
that
me.
when we're talking about sex, we talk about just girls. So the boys, we don't need sex education.
Oh, boys.
And so this is my.
For
I'm
boys,
educating the boys.
give
Please,
them, give them.
beware of women. That's exactly what I'll tell you. And then girls, Charlie, fear women, fear women.
And
then
live long.
If you're a parent and then this video also find you, please don't put everything on the parents. I'm begging on this thing, the teachers. Do your own thing. Take them
Do
to
the
women
70.
and Charlie, teach them everything, but they don't teach them the stuff. And then I'm trying to correct Kelly over here.
What have I done?
16. At the age of 16 is late. Trust
It
me.
is- okay.
Once I'm 16, girl go do you.
Go do who?
At the age of 16 is
How I go
late.
see
Trust
that?
me.
How I go
12,
pick 16-year-old
13,
girl?
12,
How-
13,
how would you know
13,
she's 16?
12, 13 is fine.
Omobody
So that is
baby.
what I'm saying. So
Omobody
at the
baby.
age of 12, at the age of 13, start doing the sex education.
So we've heard a whole lot about the merit, about the demerit of sex education. So to my viewers, who is responsible for sex education? That talk. Is it the parent or is the teacher? You can actually go to the comment section and let me know what you think. Whether parent or teacher, just let me know. So this is Star Dialogue on City Pod, empowered by City Star Media. So I did this show with my amazing and handsome finest boyfriend, with our friend in the person of Nanarela and MC Kelly. If you see this beautiful face, then it is Lumi. And we bring possibilities to life.